So my buddy and I, Steph, just did this rim to rim to rim run. It ended up being about 46 miles of running from the south rim to the north rim and back. And I wanted to share the best gear that I took along that was really, really helpful. Everything from fueling to camera to shoes, but the things that I feel like might be helpful for you as you plan a trip. I am completely convinced that taking the right things is really essential, and so hopefully these few that I'll share with you that really worked for me will help you. I'm not getting paid to say this, I'm just saying this because these products really helped me on my first long trail run, on my first ultra ever run, and so hopefully they help you as well. So let's begin with this. Everybody knows Body Glide. The fact that I ran 46 miles through extreme temperatures and elevation conditions and have zero chafing on my entire body speaks a lot for Body Glide. I really, really highly recommend you have this with you. I actually took a little mini Body Glide with me in my backpack just so that in case on the road I experience some sort of chafing, I can immediately put it on. It doesn't weigh much and it's enough for emergencies. Highly suggest you pack one of those if you endeavor a run like this. So just before our run, Adidas brought these trainers out, racers really. They are much more like the road shoes that I'm used to. They're called the Speed Ultras, and I'm so grateful for them. They are stable. I found them stable enough for the run. I found them light enough. I did for 1 second on the way down with the high impact of the very steep downhill feel a little blister forming on the inside of my right foot, but I quickly got a band-aid on there and didn't feel it for the next 40 miles. So that was really, really helpful, and I felt like they held up in grip. They were just exactly what we needed to run this race in. So I would highly recommend a shoe like this that is light enough for such a long run. So I got coached a little bit on the hydration vest that I would have to have. I do not have it here. I'll put a picture up right now, but I ended up going with the Salomon S-Lab Ultra. It's not easily accessible, but it is a phenomenal hydration pack. This one is a 12 liter. It had many different sections that I could very easily differentiate where I wanted to put things for easy access. It was extremely light. I love the hydration flasks. I don't have too much to compare it to because I haven't used many, but it certainly served me well. And as far as I understand, the fact that I ran 46 miles and had everything I needed with me through extreme weather, through all the fueling I needed, and I wasn't bothered by that pack at all during the 46 miles. I think that says it all. So I would highly recommend the S-Lab Ultra range of hydration packs. So a really helpful product was this little camera that I'm using to film right now. It is the Insta360 Go 3. It is a camera that can actually come out of its pod, so it's very tiny. It takes great footage. You can see it in the other video that I posted about my actual run, where I actually recorded the run. But what is greatly beneficial is it actually just clips onto your hat like this into this little casing, and then you can set and adjust that. So it kind of just looks like a lamp that you're running with. It doesn't obstruct your view. It doesn't take your attention. It's a simple button that you push and you carry on with your life and you do what you need to do. It stops you from being distracted by the very technology that you're trying to get away from. And so I'm grateful for this little camera. It's got 45 minutes of battery life. So I used that during the whole, spread out during the whole 14 and a half hours, just recording 30 seconds here, a little clip here, 2 minutes over here, and then having all of that footage as little snippets through the whole run. I didn't need more than that. Maybe if you want longer recordings, that's worth taking the pod with you. But I didn't run with the pod. I just took the little camera piece so that I could not carry so much weight and worry about it. And it worked like a dream. I highly encourage you, try it out or go look at the footage and see if that's what you like. But a really good option right there. So when it came to fueling, we had a number of things in the backpacks. We had some snacks, we had some sweets, but specifically the things I want to highlight are these. This is Edge energy gels from UCAN. They are amazing. They're not the sweet, overtly jelly kind of gooey gels. They seem more like a paste, easy to swallow even when your mouth is dry. You don't have to chase it with water, and it gives you long-lasting energy compared to the energy spikes you get from something that's very sweet. And so I like the taste, I like the texture, and again, I'm not getting paid for this. This is just what really worked for me. And these certainly were a game changer to take along on this particular run. The second thing I used for fueling was Scratch Labs. They make a high carb hydration mix. And this is really, really helpful because it actually fuels your body, your muscles. It also hydrates. And so you don't have to do both at the same time. I don't use it exactly the way that they prescribe at the back. I kind of want the water just to be slightly tasting like it. So I go to the lower end of the mix and not fully saturated because that kind of messes up with how I taste. But I drank it all the time. I had it in my hydro flasks, and that was my staple, and it worked like a dream. Really, really grateful for those two products when it comes to fueling. So one of the very big questions I had was, how will my watch last for this whole run? It's a 14-hour run, and in my first ever marathon, I ran with an Apple Watch, and it died on mile 23, and I was broken because you know that if you don't Strava it, it didn't happen. If you don't record it and post it somewhere. I was really, really curious to see how the Apple Watch Ultra 2 would do on this run. It was going to be a 14-hour run. I knew that, and I knew I needed to make the battery last. I also was curious as to how much functionality would I have to take off the Apple Ultra Watch to make the battery last. And so this was a big experiment for me to see how it went. And I am very pleased to say that I took off always on screen, and I took off the wake by raising your wrist, so it only woke when I touched it. I did not stay connected. I only turned on connection when I needed connection. There was no connection in the Grand Canyon anyway, and so I saved battery on those connections during the time. I did not minimize heart rate readings. I did not minimize GPS readings. I kept it on the entire time so that I could get the full set of data from the watch during the run. And as I finished and I stopped my watch and I stopped my recording, I had 41% of battery left after 14 and a half hours of recording. And so I was super pleased with how the Ultra 2 did on this long run. I've been disappointed in the past with the battery life, but I think they've done something right to be able to handle these long ultra runs, and I'm really stoked about that. The next thing is we could look at the weather, but as they say, you can't really plan for what's going to happen, and we found that out in real time because some rainstorms came in that they didn't predict. I did not take a rain jacket, but I did take this Windbreaker that helped a lot with the cold wind, and it actually helped with a little bit of rain when it was soft enough as well. It's very light. It's made by Adidas Terex. It's very light. It goes into the backpack and you don't even notice that it's there. So I'd highly recommend preparing properly for a heavy variation in the degrees in the canyon. It's cold in some places and very hot in others. So that's essential. So before we went, somebody told us to remember to take magnesium gel, and I'm so grateful for that. I didn't get to use it. I didn't need to use it, thank God. But my friend Steph actually cramped up heavily during the second half of the run, and he had a little vial of this decanted with him, and every time he cramped, he put it on that cramp, and he said he felt immediate relief. So I thought that sounded like magic. It seemed to work like magic, so I would suggest you take a little vial of this if you go for long runs in the canyon.